Hello and welcome everybody to Sack to the Future. We begin week 14 of the Sunday 1 o'clock game of my Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers are an 11-point favorite. We're going to get this down to this game. The Packers trailing the Cowboys by one game for home field advantage. This becomes an important game as Packers were able to beat Baltimore last week and help me advance, or help the Packers advance and continue on. Well, let's get down to the field and check out this game from Bloomington, Minnesota, Metropolitan Stadium. The Vikings, of course, laid an egg last week against the Lions, which was played last night. So they might come out a little more fired up today. I'm hoping not. Green Bay coming out here and heading into week 14. They are 11-1. Only loss being to the Bears. As you can see there on the in the hunt, Minnesota is just outside the playoff picture right now, trailing the Lions by the tiebreaker. The fact that they lost, they still play the Lions again in Minnesota in a couple weeks. And hopefully I can put them a little bit further back to give John M a hand. Dan Curry, who had a huge game against the Colts, coming down the field. And Bill Butler brings the ball out, and we're going to look at Fran Tarkenton. Now, the Vikings are the showcase team for 1964. But when they're playing a human opponent, they're just another computer team.
Ready. Check three.
Tarkenton's going to start off in the shotgun.
Big grip.
And Bill Brown running right into Ray Nitschke. Viking offensive line of Alderman, Pyle, Tingelhoff, Bowie, and Linden. Paul Flatley, Mason Brown, Hal Bedsall, and Hall. The backs, backs and receivers. Sorry.
Watch that in.
A broken tackle by Brown. But Dale Hanner is right there to back him up. Let's take a look at that Packers defense. Willie Davis, Henry Jordan, Ron Kostelnik, and Lionel Aldridge formidable front line. Dave Robinson, Ray Nitschke, and Leroy Cappy, the linebackers. Herb Adderley, Jesse Whitten, and Willie Wood, and Bob Jeter in the secondary. It should be noted that
Ready.
Jim Taylor was ready to return, but he had a high risk of re-injury, so I'm sitting him one more week and he'll be back. So Tarkenton throws as he's hit. Bill Brown catches it, but it's only good for 5 yards as Dan Curry is right there to make the tackle. And that'll bring on Bobby Walden to punt. Ooh, Willie Wood with some speed getting back there. Herb Adderley cannot make any moves. So the Packers will start at the 25. Bart Starr had a huge game last week against the Colts. 18 touchdowns on the season, 10 interceptions. He, of course, threw an interception on his first pass, but that did not hurt them. The Packers had 2 pick sixes for touchdowns.
Ready. Moody base.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want to go.
Paul Hornung is going to go up the middle and pick up a couple. The offensive line for the Packers, Masters, Thurston, Skronsky, Kramer, and Greg Kramer, no nonsense, just standing there stoic. Dowler, Pitts, Hornung, Kramer, and McGee. And yes, Elijah Pitts has the correct number on this week. Somehow we made it 13 weeks without noticing. Elijah Pitts is running the wrong number. Just to show how little we used it. Oh, no. Crap. Jim Marshall ran the right way and gets the sack. Oh, and that's going to bring up a huge, long 3rd and 17.
Here we go. 10-2 soft.
Watch the safety creep.
Check. Lucky.
Oh, underthrows. Charlie Britt. That was badly underthrown. He had the guy beat on the outside, but I could not get the ball deep enough down the field. I waited too long to throw it. The safety, Britt's able to come over and intercept the pass.
Ready, set.
Double tight, guys, double tight. We got 4.
Get it. Go.
And Tarkenton going to try scrambling around, but Dave Robinson is right there to get the sack.
That's what I'm talking about.
So now we've traded sacks, 1 for 1.
Go ahead and take a seat. You can't
So I got
stop
5
me.
games on my channel this week.
Let's go. 60
After this
Pittsburgh.
is probably one of the toughest ones.
Watch the run.
I'll go over the channel in between plays. Go over the schedule, actually. That pass is incomplete. Cincinnati at the Baltimore Colts. The Atlanta Falcons are at the St. Louis Cardinals. The Seattle Seahawks are at the Buffalo Bills. And then I have a showcase game with San Diego Chargers at the Carolina Panthers. So this is the only game on my channel that has 2
70 Indy.
real teams from 1964. All the rest are against semi-pro teams.
Snap.
Oh, pass is knocked away. The guy went for the defender. Went for the ball, but went behind the receiver. That could have been it. That could have been trouble. And that comes out of bounds. And it looks like I've still got Bean. I forgot to pull Bean off the team and put him back on the practice squad. In the John M versus Phantom Fighter channel, we'll have the Lions and Bears. The Giants also play the Ravens on the John M channel. Also, Phantom Fighter vs. John M will be the Patriots and Oilers. On the Tears 89, he's going to have a showcase game of the Chiefs and Jets. The 4 o'clock games on the Phantom Fighter channel, the Houston Texans versus the Denver Broncos. On the Tears 89, Jacksonville at Oakland. Miami at the Rams. John M versus Phantom Fighter have a threesome this week. 3 games. Steelers and Broncos. And Phantom Fighter finishes up with the Saints at 49ers. And then Tears 89 also has the Eagles at the Browns.
Ready.
So it's a big week. And Paul Hornung going for 19 yards. That is why I did not start Jim Taylor, because I know Paul Hornung is a confident running back. Competent, Heisman Trophy winning running back. Longtime starter. Does not have the staying speed to carry the load most of the game. A lot of times I end up having to put in Elijah Pitts or throw more or just struggle. But, you know, every now and then Hornung can get off a good start, and that's what he's doing right now. Nice start. This time he goes for 18. And he's got 3 carries for 40. And that Viking defense. That's going to be a good place to throw on a pass.
On the set.
58, Mike.
Speed dribble.
And Scar is going to get sacked by Carl Eller. Okay, now both kids have come down.
Here we go.
In the middle of the game. Hopefully we're through that. Is it going to be a third down? No, second down and 21. After another play. Looking throw. This one is going to be intercepted again as Max McGee was coming across the field and Ed Shirachman is right there to get his 5th interception of the season. And I thought maybe McGee would be able to cut in front of him, and he didn't. And that, man, that's down 2 interceptions. And the Vikings are bringing the heat. We might have to change something up to protect the line. But that time, Nitschke, nope, sorry, Coffey and Kostelnik are right in the backfield to bring down Bill Brown. Second down and 11. So we got a huge schedule this week in week 14. The playoff picture is coming into focus. Actually, it's not really. It's being muddled, but we know that right now the division leaders in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys, the Green Bay Packers, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Tarkenton's going to get hit and dropped, and that will light Dave Robinson's X up. He's in the zone, but of course we're going to punt it, so. Nope, no flag. Doesn't matter, can't get away. George Rose down to make the tackle.
Ready, break.
458 to the mic. Check.
Tom Moore cuts up the field.
That's it, baby. That's it. Big hit.
Carl Eller, Paul Dixon, Jim Prestel, and Jim Marshall up front. Roy Winston, Rip Hawkins, John Campbell, the linebackers. Ed Shirachman, Carl Kosoki, Lee Callenden, Charlie Britt. Oh, I thought Britt was a safety when he made that interception. He was not. He was a corner.
10 Lobo.
Mike 58, right there. Watch the screen.
Get it.
Watch the screen.
Paul Horning pulling the load. He's going to pick up 10. It's going to be third down in inches.
Get him, boy.
Ready. 50.
Look at the passing yards. A total of minus 30 for both teams as the sacks have been go through great. Paul Horning's going to get enough for the first down. We've reached the end of the first quarter from Bloomington, Minnesota, Metropolitan Stadium. The Vikings and the Packers are scoreless. 1964 NFL action on Sack to the Future.
Ready? 60 outlaw. Leo. Snap.
Horning up the middle, pulling his way for 11 and a first down.
All day, baby. Let's go.
Lee Callan gets credit on the tackle. The Packers now have 1,000 yards rushing for the season between Taylor, Horning, Starr, and Pitts and Moore. Taylor was injured in week 1.
Ready.
Oh, Horning is buried by Jim Marshall as he picks up another 2.
Set. 30 base.
It's a party now.
Starr stands in and throws it to Boyd Dowler for the first down.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Huge play.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
Here we go.
Big rip.
Horning standing up against the rush, gets through the first wave, picks up 3.
Got it.
60 Mike. Touchdown defense.
chased out and he's going to lose a yard. Outside had been there, but that time the pursuit was right there.
Let's go. 10-2 soft.
Mike 58 right there. Watch the run.
Shoot.
Bob Long with a diving catch. The coverage by number 83, Vargo, was perfect. But Long is able to get out and dive to make the catch. And it is a first and goal.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
What? Take go.
Oh, Hornet cannot have this. Jerry Kramer is hurt, and that's not good. Jerry Kramer actually stands up and then takes a knee. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Oh, they're pulling him up. Oh, that's never good. They're taking him out of the game.
Take a break.
58. 58. Mike. Watch the slap. Watch the slap.
5.
But if you didn't watch the time, did you? And Horning's
Touchdown.
hurt. Horning. Star finds McGee for the touchdown. Dislocated shoulder. And Grimm will be the substitute. So that could be out for the rest of the regular season. And it's 7-0 now, Green Bay. Horning will get the kickoff. He's going to get up to the 26.
We play to win. Let's go.
Come on, set. 70, Indy.
Strong right. Strong right. Strong right.
Hey, Jack.
Also, one was Dave Robinson read that play perfectly. Bill Brown, the minute he got the handoff, Robinson was taking him down.
Playing hard, fellas, all day.
It helps when he's lit up like a Christmas tree right now.
8-3.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Tight right. Hey, 4 down. 4 down.
Get it. Cut.
Hello, Bradley Taylor. And that is a first down to Paul Flatley, and that should... Nope, Robinson's still going to be lit up.
Set, ready? 18 Gator.
Hey, 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 hey. 4 down. 4 down. 4 down.
Let's go.
Adderley coming. Or not Adderley, sorry. Paul, Travis Paul with a move. Picks up 7, and then that should take Robinson off. Yes, Robinson is now off.
Here we go. Set.
All games were ready last night when we went to bed. There was only 2 guys, and Phantom got him done, I believe. He was working on them. But yes, all games are ready, Tears. And invites have been sent. While we're at it, since there's only 10 minutes left to midnight, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Phantom Fighter. I believe he's, what, 21 now?
These sneaky guys. Watch out for 86. 3, 3.
Ready?
Times a couple. Also to Butler for the first down. Another Brown. Bill Butler, Bill Brown. We got them both.
60 or.
Like driving. After that touchdown.
Hit it.
Yeah, we've all been pretty busy, Bradley. Especially those of us who are essential, like me and John M. We're having to go out every day and deal with this stuff, and especially for the 2 of us who are in the state of New York, where you gonna do the Monday night game first? If you went by the schedule, actually your showcase game would be first. That's your only 1 o'clock game.
10 Lobo.
Chiefs and Jets.
Single, slop. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Big rip.
That's you.
And Willie Davis is going to get in and bring Targeting down. And of course, the stupid animations. Yes, Philly and Cleveland is Monday night. Terry's on your channel at 1 o'clock. You've got KC at the New York Jets. 4 o'clock, you've got Jacksonville at Oakland, Miami at the Rams. And Pittsburgh at Dallas. Monday Night Football is the Browns and Eagles. This one's going to go out of bounds. So instead we're going to get the Chiefs and the Jets over on the Terrors 89 channel. And that was a hard one for me because the Colts are lost to the Chiefs, so they're chasing the Chiefs. Why would they show Elijah Pitts? They're chasing the Chiefs for home field because they're actually in the tiebreaker. Lost to them. But the Jets are in the Bills division, so there you go. I don't know who I want to win. Look at flying through the air. And I don't know why it was funny. We need to get some throws out here.
Ready.
Now I'm down to 2 timeouts. Free ball. That's going to be intercepted. Oh, thank goodness. Well, I hope you're right, Taylor.
Set. 60 outlaw.
I got him.
Let go.
And he is able to get out of bounds with a minute left to go.
Let's go. Let's do
Now
this.
70 yards away from the end zone. It's not hugely imperative that I score, but it would be nice because I get the ball back.
30 base. Here we go. Here we
Start
go.
the second half.
Here we go. 5.
Oh, that was stupid.
Cheetah! Cheetah!
That's what I'm talking about, D. That's what I'm talking about.
Ron Kramer, get out of bounds. 25 seconds left. Nice play.
All day.
Whew, still got 2 timeouts. 25 seconds to go.
Let's go. 18 Gator.
Safeties are coming up. This is going to be a blitz.
Get it.
Star is fired up too, by the way. Oh! I threw the ball, but it took too long, and now I'm down to 1 timeout. Let's go.
Down.
I don't care where
10-2
Brady goes.
stop.
He sits for the keys.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh! Just missed the catch.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Let's get this.
Now.
Yeah, well, you know what? Oh, they're going to call timeout. They want me to punt it. 8 seconds left. That was a poorly managed drive after the first couple of first downs. Why did he do that? I hit the strip ball function and he danced right by him. That don't matter, we could have anyway. So it's 7-0 at the half. The Packers do get the ball back. I've thrown 2 interceptions. That's what's keeping the Vikings in this game. That'll be on my channel in the next couple days. Colts and Bengals, actually tomorrow. Redskins and Buccaneers will not be shown on any of the channels. Buccaneers lead the NFC semi-pro division. And the garbage. That was funny in the first like 6 weeks, but now it's just ridiculous. Madden, EA Sports. I think you can tell that John Madden doesn't have any say anymore. It's just his name that's in it. Because he used to want to make sure that football was real. He wouldn't allow his name to be put on anything that wasn't 11 on 11. And now this game is so not real. And I know Madden's in his 80s, and so he probably doesn't have any care in the world about a video game. But wish somebody would come along and tell EA Sports that they need to learn football.
Ready?
Oh, he did. Nice move. But,
On the double.
well, there's not a lot of big cities up there that can support professional sports. Portland has the Trailblazers. Seattle has the Seahawks and the Mariners, and that's really about it. Vancouver, if you go up in Canada, has the team. Elijah Pitts with a nice run, a burst of speed, and gets 12 yards and a first down.
Let's go, baby.
We're in the correct number now. And walking right through the defender.
Set, ready? 8, read.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
Be driven.
Oh, maybe XFL. I don't see why. The NFL right now is at a perfect number, 32. 2 conferences, 16 per conference, 4 divisions per conference, 4 teams apiece. I don't see the NFL expanding. I think the NFL is right now at a perfect number. And besides which, if they did want to expand, they would go overseas to London, because they seem to care more about London than they do about American.
What are you talking about?
It's easy work.
Oh, Mr. Taylor's thought that maybe Idaho should get a team if the NFL expands. Of course, that would be Boise, but I don't see the NFL expanding, period. And if they do expand, it's not going to be an American team.
No, I'd be willing to bet the next 2 teams, their expansion, they'll put another team in St. Louis, and then they'll give, like you said, give 1 team in
Yeah. Man, left,
I don't know why the NFL would expand that, because right now it's perfect. But then again, 16 regular season games is just fine too, and that's what they did. And that's going to be a first down to Bob Long. He survives the hit by Charlie Britt
Come on,
and
fellas.
company.
17 hasn't happened yet. The
No.
only thing that's happened is that they expanded the 7th playoff team in each conference.
Now, when Bart Starr's X is split like this, he cannot throw an interception to an AI player. So I can throw whatever pass I want, and it will not be intercepted. Especially against the computer.
Let's go.
Well, the XFL, first of all, and I know this isn't their fault this time, but they need to get through 1 season and stay in business to the second. So far, they're going to stay in business, but they need to get through a full season, because that hasn't happened since the UFL in 2009 or 10, which were, I think 10, where a secondary league finished a full season. Because the UFL in 11 didn't finish, and then the AAF didn't even get through the first season. And now, again, the XFL is a little different. Why they didn't finish it, but and Star's going to be sacked again. Jim Marshall was second. He's going to do a little dance around Star like he's a compass. 6 sacks for the Vikings. Oh,
Ready,
7, I
ready.
think.
60 or.
16 teams, though, however, for the XFL will be way too much at this time. 8 is good for a fledgling league. I believe the USFL might have had like 12 at one point. And they were really in our lifetimes, in my lifetime anyway, they were the best secondary league that the NFL didn't run. No. Some of your choices there for XFL teams make sense because they don't have NFL teams. But I can tell you right now, there isn't a single city in Vermont that can support a professional football team. There isn't enough fan base
On the ready.
in Vermont, in Montpelier, Burlington,
Double time.
any of them, Barry, that would care enough to even travel to another city. They're too busy smoking their weed and voting for Bernie Sanders.
No team can support XFL or NFL. No city that's not Green Bay can support a city that's not over 1 million people.
Yeah. And Vermont just does not have that.
Like Idaho.
Your best bet in Idaho would be Boise because of how rabid they are about the Broncos. But again, to create rabidness out of thin air is not easy.
Boise has... You couldn't get enough population in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming.
Now the other teams you mentioned, Philadelphia and Nashville, have NFL teams.
Sure.
For them to put an NFL team in one of those cities, or an XFL team, would be hard. I know they've got one in New York and they've got one in Los Angeles, but in Tampa, Seattle, but those are big, rabid NFL cities.
The problem is that so far in the first 5 weeks of the season, the two worst teams that
sacked again.
That had the least amount of fans showing up. Number 8 was Los Angeles, and number 7 was New York.
Let's get this. Let's get this.
You ready?
60 mark, 60 mark. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
And I forgot what else you mentioned because the comments were disappearing, but North Carolina, outside of Charlotte. Charlotte's got a very rabid sports base in general, but they struggle at times if a team's not doing well. Look what happened with the original Hornets. When they had a slump, they didn't show up, and then they were in New Orleans. And have they learned their lesson? I don't know. Now, they've always supported the Panthers, but football is king in the South. To take on an XFL team in a city like Charlotte, where they already have an NFL team, you'd have to be good off the beginning and stay good. Arizona, that's an interesting option because they've always been really good at supporting their arena football team. The Arizona Rattlers, but now indoor football league, they are one of the few teams who've survived the demise of the arena football. Arizona has always had a good fan base, but you're talking about an arena. Filling an arena is a lot different than filling a stadium. The Arizona Cardinals haven't always had luck in filling their stadiums. Although, like you said, their population is growing. But just because the population is growing doesn't mean that they're going to support Arizona sports. I know if I move to Arizona tomorrow, I'm not picking up a Phoenix Suns jersey and putting it on.
Plus the Phoenix Coyotes, the hockey team is struggling.
I am not to put, especially when you're talking XFL, to put a team in a city, you have to have a rabid base for that sport. And the South definitely has that in football. You have to have a good team. Oh, almost intercepted. And I don't know. It's hard to guess which cities would want XFL teams. So I think their biggest thing right now is just to concentrate on building on the 8 teams they have and putting a good product on the field. They've got some interesting things going with the rule changes, but I don't think they need to worry about any expansion anytime soon.
No,
Vince McMahon can be very impatient.
Yeah, but I don't think he will be. I think he's going to almost treat this season as a practice and then treat next season as season 1.
Well, he did take his time. He definitely took his time getting the thing off the ground this time. They didn't rush it. If you remember in 2000, they announced it in like August and we're on the field in February.
Right.
There just wasn't any time to build the league, let alone, people want football in spring. There is need for
They also have, he also has football guys running it. It's not, it's not non-football guys running it. So, so I think the XFL will give it another chance to succeed. Then again, who knows what's going to happen.
So we reached the end of the third quarter here. and Green Bay leads Minnesota 10-0. Have you gotten started yet?
Not quite yet.
Okay. Now, that's not necessarily true, Bradley Taylor. When the NFL started, they were struggling to put teams on the field. They had a lot of teams, like Muncie, for instance, folded in mid-season, came back a second year and folded in mid-season again. They didn't have people, they couldn't, you didn't have contracts like you do now where people weren't obligated to show up. If they didn't want to play, they didn't show up. Because they were only making like a couple dollars a game. It wasn't a huge money-making enterprise in 1920.
Bradley, there's a YouTube video that's out there. It's called How Every Team Got Its Name. It's like a, I don't know, almost like a 20-minute long video, but it goes through the beginnings of how each team was formed way back in 1920, and from 1920 to all the way up to 1950, teams coming and going.
Yeah.
And it's a great video to watch because you get to see how, you know, teams are formed. Oh, he has?
Yeah. I think it's in my watch list. I haven't watched it yet. Of course, I'm an amateur football historian anyway, so I know a lot about the teams just on my own lifetime of research. It's really interesting to sit down. Another good video to find, and I believe it's on YouTube. There's an old VHS tape from 1994 called the 75th Anniversary Season. I believe it's on YouTube. If not, I know it's in one of our Facebook groups. It's, John Mahoney, who played Frazier's dad on the TV show Frazier, narrates, and it really talks about the history of the NFL and how they formed. Especially those early years, those early seasons.
Come on, set. 10-2 stop.
But you got to be able to sit down and watch. It's about an hour and a half long. Star completes the Kramer.
Is this week 14?
Get ready. Get ready.
Yes, it is.
Get ready.
I don't know if Star's still lit up on that.
So the Packers are going to win again.
I certainly hope so. I would like to keep the shutout if I can. Well, there's a lot of dispute about that. The Eagles' first 15 years, whether or not they really were the first 15 years, or they were actually known as the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets. Because there's a year gap, the NFL says they're two different organizations. But there are a lot of people out there that believe they were one and the same, and if that's the case, they have an NFL championship. If they don't, if the Eagles franchise doesn't get the count. And that would be 1927. No, that's the Giants. I believe 26 was Frankfurt's championship.
Welcome to Sack to the Future, Week 14, 1964, and we have on this channel the very first game will be a showcase game because Vinny says so. Because all of my games are either 4 o'clock or Monday night. So.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
And you will hear Vinny in the background because he is finishing up beating once again his freaking Green Bay Packers, and his 8,000 All-Pro Hall of Famers are beating the Vikings.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Once again, I have to subscribe to you because YouTube is being weird.
So, I will be doing the Chiefs, who are on the road at the Jets. The Chiefs need to keep winning to stay tight with the Broncos for that home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And the Jets are just playing for their football lives. They're one game behind the Bills and the Jets, and Bills and the Patriots for that AFC AFC East title. And the way the records are looking, the wild card is not going to be out of the AFC East. So either the Jets, the Bills, or the Patriots' road to the playoffs will be via the title, AFC East title. So you have to think if the Jets lose, they're pretty much done. The Chiefs, they can still get knocked out of the playoffs if they lose a couple in a row because the Raiders are right behind them. And the Chargers aren't that far away. And there is a playoff right now. You can see the Chargers, the The Jets are 6-6. They're currently the 5th wild card team. And the Chiefs are the 1st wild card team.
I forgot I had motion. I am officially into VinnyXWolf.
Oh, Lord, God help us.
Yes, Bradley, I do agree with you that the Dayton Triangles, through the Brooklyn Dodgers, through the Boston Bulldogs, New York Yanks, New York Bulldogs, Dallas Texans are the Indianapolis Colts. The NFL does not agree with me.
Ready?
You don't want no problem. You don't want no problem from me.
All right, how do I...
Put it down to 8.
Forward to end of the game.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Okay, first play. The Chiefs, thanks to me, got the ball all the way out to the 33-yard line because I wasn't paying attention. And I had to kick the ball, receive the kick. Abner Hayes gets the ball and is up to the 35-yard line. The Chiefs' offensive line is Jim Tyre, Dave Hill at tackles, Al Reynolds, Ed Budd. Our guards, John Gillum is the center. Abner Hayes, Mackley Hill are the running backs, and of course, it's impossible to go that fast. Another run by Abner Hayes, and this time he gets to the 39.
And Paul Horning connects on a 44-yard field goal.
Laverne Torkson, Jerry Philbin, Gordy Hortz, and Paul Rochester's the line. Wahoo McDaniel, Larry Grantham, Ralph Baker are the linebackers. Willie West, Clyde Washington, cornerbacks, Denard Paulson, and Bill Baird are your Jets secondary. 3rd and 5 for Lenny Dawson. He's back to pass, and he completes the pass to number 26.
Break. Single.
Be careful. Cheetah.
I don't know, they're taking a hand off the R2 and switching players.
Let's go now.
First down for the Vikings
Yes.
at the 38.
Get the ball.
First down for the Chiefs at the Jet 49. And Dawson,
pass.
it was an incomplete pass.
Tarkenton is 7 of
Number
10,
eight.
58 yards. The Vikings just have not had the ball.
There's a frickin' surprise.
Oh, wide open over the middle is Brown. And they got a first down over 40, so the shutout is in jeopardy now as the guys have decided not to cover the receiver, the running back.
Dawson completes the pass to number 85.
2-minute warning. The Packers have only given up 99 points this season. Might not have the flashiest offense, but we are low.
Abner Hayes breaks a tackle, gets to the 26-yard line.
And that pass.
Last week, Abner Hayes had 16 rushes for 87 yards. He's got 805 on the season.
I'll tell you why the NFL does not recognize the Colts as the triangle lineage. Because at the end of the 1952 season, the Dallas Texans were sold back to the NFL, and an expansion franchise was awarded to Baltimore, the city of Baltimore, but all the Texans players went to Baltimore, and that's where the lineage gets confusing. Pass is not
Dawson
continuing.
completes another pass. Oh, we have motion. And Abner Hayes gets the carry, and he runs around the left-hand side and runs out of bounds. Up to 11 yards. Now it's 3rd and 3 at the 18-yard line.
The NFL actually took over operations of the Texans midway through the 52 season and ran them out of Dayton, Ohio, ironically.
89.
That was Akron. The Vikings got another first down.
Okay, number 89. Adams is a tight end. And the 19. He is, because there's no
When you
Adams
look
or
at
64.
the draft class, and the players who didn't make the roster.
Let's go.
Okay.
60 outlaw.
We got 4. We got 4.
Austin's back again, 1st and 10. Completes the pass over the middle to number 86. Nope, sorry, 26.
Darkington's going to get back to the lead, Davis.
Jack Adams is the
Davis is now up.
tight end in question. He was a 12th round draft pick out of Virginia Tech.
Under a minute to go. Why didn't the clock run off in time?
Hey, did you know who else the Kansas City Chiefs drafted in the 16th round in 1964?
Who's that?
A quarterback by the name out of Navy by the name of Roger Staubach. And the kick is good.
Gone to Kansas City instead of Dallas.
4 down.
Actually, horrible.
Same with the also drafted Gale Sayers. Oh, and the Bill Brown goes right up with no defense and touchdown for the Vikings, and there goes a shutout. And now, all of a sudden, it's a close game with 29 seconds to go. 13-6.
That was Frank Jackson out of SMU with the touchdown.
It's 13-7, so no doubt Minnesota will be lining up for the onside kick as the computer decided they were going to score, and now the Packers have given up over 100 points.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, how would you feel?
Well, considering I've given up 100 points, considering I'm second in the league, yeah, I'm quite happy that you're now catching me. Dick Wood hands the play action to Matt Snell and is looking, has all year to throw, but nobody's open, is going to get sacked and then fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by number 55. My God, what a tragic events happened. Number 55 on the Chiefs is E.J. Holub. But Dick Wood goes back, does play action, and nobody is open. Buck Buchanan sacks Wood, knocks the ball out, and Holub, I know I'm probably butchering that name.
No, I think you got it.
Holub picks the ball up and is immediately tackled, but that's really not on anybody, as that was a great play call, as there was plenty of time for Wood to be able to throw the ball, just none of his receivers got open. The question is, where was Don Maynard?
This will be the last play as the Vikings are out. Oh, fumble. Minnesota recovers. I was trying to get the first down. I should have nailed it. 16 seconds to go, down by 6. The Vikings have the ball.
2nd and 5 from the 6-yard line. Abner Hayes runs to the left, jukes the safety, and it's scored. And just like that, it is 14-0.
10 seconds to go. Vikings
where's the ball at?
They're on the
They're fine.
They can't stop.
You're fine.
They complete it. And they run the ball. So the Vikings, on a stupid play call, run the clock out on themselves and lose 13-7. The computer tried to let them win, but they just didn't have enough time. I should have nailed it on 3rd and 1. I shouldn't have.
I would
tried
just say,
down.
The computer tried to let you. Did the computer force you?
Well, the computer also had me fumble.
That's true.
I didn't push any buttons. I just ran straight into the line.
Well, that would be the computer saying you should be kneeling the ball, sir.
Well, it's still not as bad as that video I saw the idiot post on Facebook the other day.
This is true.
Anyway, it's a final from Bloomington, Minnesota. The Green Bay Packers get the victory over Minnesota 13-7. They get to 12-1. Tomorrow night I'll be bringing to you the Baltimore Colts and the Cincinnati Bengals. Stop on over to the Terrors 89 channel to finish the Jets and Chiefs. I'm Vinny Vincent. It's after midnight on the East Coast. You've just watched Sack of the Future on the VinnyXWolf channel. Good night and God bless America.